It may feel like it was just yesterday, but believe it or not, this month marks 10 years since the launch of Spotify. Music fans, they have been rejoicing ever since, and now they're looking back at their last decade. Here to show us what they found is Spotify Trends expert Shannon Cook. Welcome back, Shannon. Great having you.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Before we even get into the decade of discovery and really incredible music that's come out over the past 10 years, let's just talk about Spotify and the tech and how it's really upended the whole industry. I mean, streaming music has changed the way that people ingest music, hasn't it?
It really has, and I think that's for a number of reasons. One of the things that we believe is that people just enjoy how easy it is to access their favorite artists and bands on Spotify. But also, I think they really enjoy how easy it is to organize their music into playlists. And we've noticed that our listeners have created more than 3 billion playlists on Spotify, and they make multiple playlists to suit all occasions, from working out to the evening commute to studying to dinner parties. And the playlist has really become a key tool for helping listeners discover new artists as well. Spotify curates a suite of playlists which are really popular, which we're constantly updating, and people really look to those playlists to find out what's current, what's new, and to learn about some new emerging artists.
Absolutely. I know that's, I work in the radio industry here as well, and we can see, we'll look up at Spotify, and an artist that we think is new and burgeoning might have millions and millions and millions of hits on Spotify. You're like, wait a second, this person's bubbling. Maybe we should be playing this artist. So let's talk.
Well, it just happens so fast these days. I'm sorry to talk over you. I was just going to say, it just happens so fast these days. You can go from an artist who's streamed, whose song was streamed 50,000 times to 30 million times in a matter of days.
I know. It's pretty out of control. We have a satellite delay, by the way. I don't mean to step on you. So, all right, let's talk about this then. The top artists of the decade. I mean, I'm sure I can guess a few, but man, I mean, I think of Gaga, Ed Sheeran, and I mean, LMFAO, like at the beginning of this decade too, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're a big hit. What was it? Party Rock
Anthem
was huge
Didn't age well.
about 8 years ago,
Yeah.
but we thought we'd crunch the numbers and see which artists are the most streamed of the decade. And the most streamed artist is actually Drake, followed by Ed Sheeran. Perhaps no surprise if you've been following Spotify over the last couple of years. Those two artists are just immensely popular with our listeners. Eminem is still up there as a favorite with our listeners. He's our third most streamed artist, followed by The Weeknd, and then our most streamed female artist is Rihanna. And Rihanna, interestingly, was our first artist to reach 1 billion streams, and she achieved that way back in 2013.
Wow, man, she's amazing. Obviously, her music, whenever it hits Spotify, I mean, I don't know how you keep your servers up. It's pretty remarkable. You have actually come up with
the numbers.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You got to love a good satellite delay, right?
The worst.
I was just going to say that, I mean, I've been with Spotify for about 5.5 years now, and in the beginning when I was going out and talking about the service, I'd say, oh my gosh, this artist has reached 30 million streams, and to think that just in 5 years we're now saying billions. We're throwing out the word billion or billions like it's, I don't know.
Like it's nothing.
Free something.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
We could check
Fill in the gaps. What am I trying to say?
I have no idea, but frankly, Shannon, I just like hearing you say it. Shannon, it's great getting to talk to you. I want to make sure that people know, by the way, that they can check out Spotify's Decade of Discovery playlist, which is available on Spotify as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This playlist, it's jam-packed with about 160 tracks from the last decade, and listeners have really been enjoying it. It's a nice little walk down memory lane, so check it out. Decade of Discovery, it's called.
Shannon, a pleasure as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you want to pick up that Decade of Discovery playlist? Just open up that Spotify app. You can sign up for Spotify, by the way, by going to Spotify.com. They are a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.